Hello and welcome to Colorado Real Estate Harder Questions Practice Exam. Easy studying, no chit chat so you can focus. No trick questions on this video, just material worth getting in your brain. Video 7. Question 1. What is a voluntary involuntary lien? Provide examples. A lien is a right to have an obligation settled by the sale of the debtor's property. A person voluntarily creates a lien by taking a mortgage secured by real estate. An involuntary lien is one placed against property through a legal process adverse to the property owner. Question 2. What is a general lien? A general lien is one placed against all property of a debtor, regardless of location. Question 3. What is a specific lien? A specific lien is placed against a named single property item, such as a conventional mortgage lien placed on the secured property only. Question 4. In Colorado, all the natural surface water, streams, rivers, ponds, belongs to the citizens of Colorado. True or false? Explain. This is true. Even if a pond is on your property, you may or may have a water right to use that water, but you don't own the water itself. Question 5. How is water use in Colorado allocated? Colorado water is allocated under a doctrine of prior appropriation. Question 6. Because Colorado water is a standalone real property, water rights do not automatically pass with the title to the land. Question 7. How is a water right transferred from one party to another in a real estate transaction? Since water is not an appurtenance, the right must be specifically mentioned in the deed or a separate deed. Question 8. Is there an exception to the principle of transferring water rights by deed in a real estate transaction? Explain your answer. Yes, one exception to the principle is the law presumes that a domestic or household use well and water right do pass with the title to a country house under the principle of constructive annexation. Question 9. Who enforces the water rights in Colorado? Since tributary water rights are appropriated by the courts, they are enforced by the state engineer. Question 10. Who must disclose the source of potable, drinkable water to the buyer? The seller. Each seller in a real estate transaction must disclose the source of water. It needs to be disclosed in either the contract to buy and sell real estate or the seller's property disclosure. Question 11. Is equity skimming legal? It is a felony offense in Colorado and a federal offense if an FHA or VA loan is involved. Question 12. What is UCCC and what does it do? Uniform Consumer Credit Code. In Colorado, the UCCC protects the borrower. Question 13. Relative to the broker's commission, how does the UCCC protect consumers? If a broker takes a commission by way of a promissory note and a deed of trust on the sale of a residence, the maximum interest rate allowable is 21% for $3,000 or less and 45% for more than $3,000. If the broker is a creditor, the max is 21% no matter the financed amount. Question 14. Why is a UCCC financing statement filed? It is filed to give constructive notice of the debit. It discloses the addresses of the borrower and the secured party, and a description of the property and the maturity date of the obligation. It is signed by both parties. Question 15. If anyone, including the seller, finances part of a sale that includes personal property, where must they file these documents? They must be filed with the Colorado Secretary of State. Question 16. E&O insurance is required for both individuals and entity licenses. True or false? Explain. It's true. A single broker with her business organized as a subchapter S Corp or an LLC must have two E&O policies, one for the broker and one for the company. Question 17. A licensee may not obtain E&O insurance independent of the state's group policy. True or false? Explain. This is false. Licensees may obtain E&O insurance independent of the state's group policy from any insurance provider as long as it meets the minimum requirements in the rule. Question 18. What are the two most desirable ways of determining accurate property boundaries? Surveys and improvement location certificates. Note, a survey is more thorough than an ILC, which only shows the approximate placement of major improvements on the property with respect to the boundaries. Question 19. Which method of determining accurate boundary lines is known as pin and stake? Surveys. The reason is that surveyors place permanent pins and stakes in the ground to permanently mark the boundaries of a property. It also is a complete measurement and diagram or plot of a property. Question 20. What are the 3 important rules about escrow funds? They should be placed into a separate account. They cannot be commingled with non-escrow monies. They are dispersed strictly in accordance with the instructions. Question 21. When the broker is responsible for the closing, the broker must provide all the closing documentation, ensure that the title commitment is in proper order, ensure the survey has been properly updated and the certifications completed, keep accurate records regarding the escrowed funds, prorate taxes, rent, and other assessments and fees. Question 22. What are the individual licensee's responsibilities at closing? The individual licensee is responsible for providing documents relied upon by the parties prior to closing, for reviewing the closing statements for accuracy, for signing the settlement statement, and provide a proper statement for the client represented. Question 23. Rule E4 states that a broker must blank a duplicate of the original or some instruments to all parties who have executed the instruments. The answer is immediately deliver. No, a broker is not required to retain copies of public records, title commitments, loan obligations, or disclosures required by lenders. Question 24. Earnest money checks must be blank as a check in the contract and blank be withheld from presentment for payment. Rule E1. The earnest money checks must be identified as a check in the contract and cannot be withheld from presentment for payment. Question 25. Is an individual licensee responsible for the closing's accuracy and for the closing statement for the party whom the licensee represents? Yes and no. If the licensee signs a closing statement, the licensee must deliver it to the employing broker immediately following closing, who must retain a copy of the closing statement. Question 26. Can a licensee accept a referral fee from a title insurance or abstracting company in a transaction where the licensee earns a commission? No. Rule E19 prohibits a licensee from accepting a referral fee from an abstracting or title insurance company in a transaction where a licensee earns a commission. Question 27. Can a broker place an ad in a title company's newsletter if he or she pays full price for the ad? No, this is a violation of RE Commission rules. A broker cannot place an ad in a title company's newsletter even if the broker pays full price for the ad. Thank you for studying with O-Shay. I hope you found the material helpful in your studies. Subscribe to be notified when we put out more study material. Good luck in your studies.